Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to yet again another fantastic indie creator interview. It is your Capes Crusader, Cody, and we are keeping it geekly with our returning friends, Sam and Trey, and they are bringing along a brand new guest, Ben of RAZE Comics, and we're here to celebrate their successfully funded Kickstarter. This is take 2 on the intro, so we won't go all over the original script, but how are you guys doing? Welcome back, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Good to be back, man. Good to be back.
So you are coming fresh off of this Kickstarter. When did it end? Like just a few hours ago, right?
Yeah, 8:38 a.m.
Oh my God, dude. So did you guys wake up early to check it?
Yeah, I set 2 alarms. So I set one for like 4 a.m. and then like 7:30. And then, yeah, I was just making sure we hit that goal.
Yeah. So this is like my first celebration launch, like not launch party, but celebration party. What was your guys' like first thought when you seen like when 8:30 hit and you seen that you hit it?
Oh man, I mean it was crazy. I was like, oh, we actually hit it, and I'm like, good night.
I'm going back to bed.
I was definitely excited though. Obviously, it's just been like it's been a crazy month. It's been a crazy month.
What about you, Ben? Give us a little bit of a breakdown of who you are too. This is your first time on the show.
Yeah, so I'm the storyboarder. I do a lot of concept art, even since like the beginning, like in the beginning stages of RAZE. I'm talking years ago. But no, now it's developed to what it is, and honestly, I just feel super accomplished to be working with these guys, especially on this Kickstarter, because it's like the start of everything, really. But yeah, accomplished. These guys,
that's so awesome.
Yeah. These guys put in a hell of a lot of work.
No, he puts in a whole lot of work.
I'm like, hold up.
We brought him on for one thing, and he ended up doing like 7. He did them all so well. So he's very modest.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love when they're modest, and you're like, nah, give yourself more credit than that, man.
It all pays off in the end for all of us, no matter how much work it ends up being.
So Trey, what about you? What was your initial thoughts?
It's still kind of festering right now. I think halfway through the Kickstarter, I didn't realize we had one. I was just like kind of in this tunnel of like, just you gotta draw all this stuff. You don't know why, just draw, get it done. And now I'm like, finally get out of tunnel. I'm like, oh.
Like, what do I do with my day?
Yeah.
It was actually funny when we were brainstorming like throughout the Kickstarter. Me and Sam would like look at Trey and be like, "Yeah, that sounds good, right?" And he would just look at us and be like, "Yeah, that's great." Just keep going, dude.
I gotta draw that. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, nah, but it all panned out.
Yeah, the vision's there. It took a lot of time for us to get where we are. And you know, it was. I mean, I've said it on the last interview. It is unreal to be in a room with these 2 gentlemen and to break stuff down and to get everything going and to, you know, to have a vision and to kind of see it come to fruition and to have people come and then support us and want to get this stuff. You know, it kind of, you know, it just makes it more of a reality when we do these, or we did this campaign, you know?
No, that is awesome. We have SR Launder over on YouTube stopping to say congratulations on a successful campaign. That's amazing. Yeah, it's truly remarkable. I'm so excited for you guys. You guys were interview 99 and officially interview 135. So excited to get you back on. Let's kind of give a refresher. You know, right here I'll have on the screen popping up that interview for a more deep dive on it. But for anyone that is new, kind of give us a little bit of a small concept of you know, what your comic is and what it's about.
All right, so I'll just kind of give you the elevator pitch. So a deadly virus has just hit the states of New York. There's bloodthirsty infected running rampant across the streets. We actually have 8 high schoolers who are kind of like a melting pot. They don't really mix well together. And you're going to kind of see our main character. He's born with a rare condition, and he's either going to be mankind's solution or he's going to be mankind's downfall. And you're going to kind of see how that plays out and how all these characters mix together, how we highlight gore and kind of get into some really cool elements of storytelling.
No, I love it. And I had the opportunity to read issues 1 through 4, and it is just as good as Sam was breaking it down. So with this Kickstarter, you know, kind of give us a breakdown of how everything started. I mean, we could really take this opportunity and kind of use it as like a learning tool for a lot of people watching too. So when you set this up initially, what was your guys' like first moves like on day one?
So I just want to say, I think me and Trey were just like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? we were like, why? Why don't we just keep making issues and keep putting out content? And it's like, at the end of the day, he broke it down for us. And it's like getting other people on board before we just keep on putting out the next issue. It builds up a lot more like anticipation, tension. You really want to know what's coming. But I could say honestly, like me and Trey at the beginning, I don't think we were.
They were on board.
But honestly, it did pay off, like big payoff too.
So were you guys funding it all out of pocket for the physical copies then?
Mm-hmm.
So it must be a nice change of pace, right?
Yeah. So it was like. So the thing is like, we didn't really know the industry. We didn't know how to get our name out there. So it was like, let's just make issues and see how they do. And it was kind of like, oh, let's see how it does, you know? And we were going to a lot of physical stores, but we didn't have that online presence. And I told him at the beginning of the year, that's when we needed to change this year, going 3 years into this project. And, you know, I was fortunate enough where like Cody knows, like meeting everyone in the indie community, going to these spaces, having these conversations, having these connections. Because I will say wholeheartedly, and I believe this, if I didn't meet the people I met on Twitter, we wouldn't have even gotten as far as we did on our Kickstarter. So the people of the indie community, I owe a measurable debt to them because they came in, they showed their support, and they showed why it's important to be an indie creator and why it's important to be in this genre.
I do a lot of social media as well, so it's like I can only give him so much on it where I can't say like exactly what route he should go down because there are so many different ones. But I'm really glad that he did find like Twitter too, because there's no other social media I feel like that is putting like the content out there that you guys are.
Yeah. We have Jerry E for Comics stopping in to say hello as well. Welcome to the stream, Jerry. If you got any questions, feel free to ask away. Yeah, dude, Sam, I gotta say, when we met on Twitter, you were definitely hitting the ground running. You like any post I made, like a work in progress post or a self-promote post, you were there spamming. In every space, you were there putting that work in. So I mean, you definitely put that work into the indie community as well, you know, as well as receiving it, you know, from them. So what was some of the things that worked best for you in terms of like marketing and really getting it out there?
Well, I would say the funnest thing we had was making the meme and just having fun with that.
We're gonna keep doing it.
We're gonna keep doing it.
What was the meme?
We just find these like popular memes and we just try to gravitate towards like what we're doing as far as the Kickstarter or our story or anything like that.
Indie comics in general, like
yeah. So it's like finding a way for your views and your fans to come in and interact, because you know at the end of the day, like it's a very hard slot to be in where you're trying to make people excited about your project, but you're not trying to come off as a salesperson. So it's like you almost, and it's like kind of going around like the terrain. You have to meet someone you don't know. You have to kind of create an interaction with them where it's mutual, and then you have to some way organically plug your project. And it's like, it's good that I was able to go on these spaces and meet these people and be able to interact. Me and Trey in real life, like we are salespeople at a car dealership, so we know how kind of stale and flat that is. And I think going into that, I lead with a heart on my shoulder, so I always try to give the love because I know if I give the love, hopefully that it's going to come back.
So who's the better salesman?
That's what we're doing.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it, but
We're here to break friendships too, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
well, I'm the tattoo artist, so technically.
I mean, you do sell too. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
sell
all
myself.
three of us sell something, you know, but no, I mean, for Kickstarter, it's just about, I think, it's about finding your audience too. You know, we're in the horror genre, and I think anytime we explain RAZE, it's always like, yo, it's not just a horror book. Like we implement all these these different genres to kind of bring you into the fold, because you know, anytime I've had a conversation with someone who doesn't like horror, it's almost like, it almost feels like a club, like, oh, I don't like it, so I'm not even going to participate. But it's like, if you can open it up to other people, to the general audience, then I think it's going to work better as far as marketing and getting a bigger audience and getting people into your project.
No, absolutely. So we kind of talked a little bit about some of the do's with Kickstarters. What do you think are some of the don'ts? Like, what are some of the things that you did that you found out like flopped or wasn't probably the best approach?
Well, a few things, because you learn a lot when you're going through the whole first process of Kickstarter. One thing we had a really difficult time with is the banner or the picture for a Kickstarter. And I think some of the layouts, like, we wanted to go a really dark background, but unfortunately for Kickstarter's interface, it just looks really blocky and just, it doesn't look as good as it should. So I think we would switch that up next time. We definitely switch up what our pre-launch photo looks like, because, you know, like, we love the RAZE text, but, you know, I got to tip my hat off again to the indie community, like, seeing what they're able to accomplish and really reel you into this story. It's like, we could do things differently to get more of an audience in, you know, because we're just, at the end of the day, it's just our name, you know. It may look cool with the colors, but if we're able to bring people in with our characters, it's gonna be like, okay, this looks interesting. This looks something that I would like. And that's, I think, what we would do for our next Kickstarter. And some of the rewards, you know, this was 4 months in the making, but it was like, we did Patreon first, and we're like, this is not working. We need a different approach. And we're like, let's do a Kickstarter. Okay, let's make all this stuff. Let's put it all together. And it was like, really just like fast paced and trying to get everything done. Yeah. So
what were some of the rewards that you seen like selling the best?
Honestly, and I'm really proud of this because I was hoping that it did sell a lot, is the 1 through 5 digital. I mean, I could comfortably say that a lot of people like that, and we wanted to do it that way. We always talked about making it affordable for the average consumer. I know there's always going to be this debate with Kickstarter on, yeah, you need to have your issue $30 per issue and all this, and we're like, we want to give back to the fans, you know, like we love this project, but we want you guys to love it, and to be able to give you something that is affordable, that anyone can come in and catch up on our story. We're going to do our best to make that happen, you know.
What was the price on that?
It was $12. So you got five issues for $12. That's
let me just say, he said $12 for 5 issues. I did just find someone selling one of our issues on eBay for $10 for 1 issue.
Is it signed? I swear.
It's not signed. It's
not
not
signed.
I happened to find it. It is from a comic book store. I don't know the name. I didn't look at that, but $10 for 1 issue, 5 for 12.
Yeah, no, that is a really remarkable price. But the beauty of it is it's just a PDF, right? You don't have to print it out. You just have to give them the download.
Digital, and that was I think the thing we learned, and hats off to Stokes for that one. He was the one mentoring me, I think, through this whole Kickstarter process. And one thing for anyone trying a Kickstarter, go digital as much as you possibly can. It's going to save you the headaches. It's going to save you I think the funds that you need to make this comic happen, because you ultimately have to ship it out to all these people. But if it's digital, it's just an email, you know.
It's also more accessible. I mean, in terms of they can read it their way. If they prefer like a laptop, an iPad, a PC, a phone, you know, that's just more accessible to the everyday consumer. You know, you can be at work and just say, oh, that was a really nice issue. I want to read it again. I have it with me, you know?
Yeah, no, reading on the go is proving to be more and more pivotal in this day and age. What's your guys' next couple of weeks look like? You know, after you successfully funded this, what's the next couple of steps for you?
Fulfillment, definitely getting everything ready. You know, we're already in work mode, so we're trying to push out issue 5 as fast as humanly possible. We can comfortably say we're 85% done with issue 5. So we really are on the last leg for that. And yeah, I mean, we got issue 6. We're ready to go on issue 6. You know, that's what we're working on next. And yeah, we're excited. We're super excited because we got a whole bunch of story to tell and a whole lot more to.
I think the next steps too, like, I guess you could group them together. It's gonna be 6 and 7. we're definitely gonna do like something for them.
Yeah.
We'll probably kickstart. The next Kickstarter we do will probably be for 7. Because like what we did with this one is it was a lot of like, hey, let's do a Kickstarter. We kind of did it like right then and there. So we want to take the time to actually plan this out and come up with some of the most amazing rewards you guys have ever seen. So, 6 we're working on right now, but we're already putting in motion the plans for 7 and kickstarting.
So are you gonna self-publish issues 6 then, and to make it print, or?
Yeah, so I think like the good thing about our team is, it's a lot of sweat equity. So if no one knows that term, it's a lot of us just like grinding it out. We all 3 of us right now, we are the team of RAZE, which is the good thing.
Except the cover.
Except the cover, yes. The cover is Ivan, who, thank you, sir. I think, we put a lot of effort into this Kickstarter, and this is really going to move forward for us going from 5 and hopefully into 6. And I think you're going to see the next Kickstarter is going to be a group of 6 and 7. So, we're going to do a lot of catch-up tiers again. We're going to do a lot of stuff that's going to make you be able to start back at the beginning of the story, because we don't want it to feel exclusive to anyone who comes in. But, we're really excited for the future of this. We were able to see what we were able to do on this platform as far as Kickstarter goes. And, I told them, and I try not to compare, but in actuality, we only had 44 backers. And that may seem like a big number, but in actuality, it's not. And I told them, like, if we could get up to, like, projects that you're seeing where they have 100, 150, 200 backers, like, we're going to be able to do some really cool rewards and some really cool stuff for our community. So I'm excited for that and getting to that level, which I think that's what next year is going to be all about.
Yeah.
So what type of rewards are we looking at then?
Oh man, honestly, we're just at brainstorm phase right now, but a
lot of merch.
Yeah, a lot of merch.
Let's say that.
Yeah, we're.
Yeah, I seen you guys were branching into it, like with the keychains and the stickers. Are we gonna see more of that, like type of merch as well?
More physical rewards, I would say. We threw out some ideas today. We're just gonna go over that now. But if we can pull these off, will be some pretty spectacular rewards, because it's one thing to have another Kickstarter, but also what are you doing differently, or what are you doing more than you did the first time? You always got to up the ante, always do better than you did before. So I think next time around, that's what we get ourselves as this like grace period of like, hey, let's really think about it and put the work in and make these rewards some of the best you've ever seen. So this time around, next Kickstarter is something you guys don't want to miss.
So what did you guys end up ending on funding wise?
So it was about $2,034.
Okay.
So we just hit that mark.
Ooh, that was sweaty, huh?
Yeah. I woke up at 4 a.m. I'm like, yo, I hope nobody canceled, because anyone cancels a $50 donation, we're not in a good
seat. So what would have, I guess, been the next move in the event that would have happened? What was your guys' plan B?
Honestly, we would probably wing it. That's the great thing about RAZE Comics.
No, I love it though. I love that mentality, honestly.
I mean, I think the next thing would have just been to literally just keep doing what we're doing. We would have still planned on doing another Kickstarter.
Yeah. You guys are like right there for a graphic novel too. It's like almost the perfect size, right? Look at Sam rubbing his hands. He's like, So what was that? What was that bump though? Mm-hmm. I am seeing a lot of the indie community appear in comic shops. Honestly, there's been a handful of creators that I interviewed, and some of their books are popping up here and there, like in people's like new comic book day polls, and it's like, holy shit! Like we're getting there. We're branching. We're growing. Mm-hmm. So speaking of a partnership, though, we were talking about this backstage a little bit earlier, but you kind of have a little bit of a partnership going on with two previous people that I've actually interviewed. That was actually a kind of a cool thing that I stumbled on. Can you give us a little bit more about that? I literally just got my Kickstarter fulfillment from Path of the Pale Rider as well. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, anytime I see Sam trying to call it a zombie, I'm like, hold up. You said it was infection. Well, actually... Just growing up. Well, I think the biggest takeaway is next Kickstarter, now you have two other creators that you can cross promote with that have the same, maybe not the same comic, but the same audience, the same targeted audience that you can now do like promotional work with. And I think that's awesome. That's like now you're stepping into it, and your audience right now has just like expanded 3 times. Like that's like, you can't ask for a better setup than that. You know, and I love it too, because I had a chance to read all their books too, like all your guys' books. So like it's all like on the same notes. Like I think it's like a perfect match, honestly. Dude, and Lori has a freaking zombie bear. Like it's you know what I mean? Like everything's different. Like real quick though, we do have SR Launder still in chat over on YouTube. My team and I are preparing for our first ever Kickstarter campaign. Do you have any advice on how to get people as excited about a new project as you, the creators, are? 140. And short and sweet to the point too. No one wants to listen to a super drawn out elevator pitch. So you got. My favorite part is like we're interviewing trainees, like not to jump in on this, but it's like, no, we want you to jump in on this. Like, come back, give us more. So what? I mean, you guys get that pre-launch campaign. Like, what are you doing with it? Where are you plugging it? Like, you know, what are you doing with that link to get it out there? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So mm-hmm. And that makes a whole world of difference. You would have been stuck, you know, fighting tooth and nail for that $1,000. So So how did you guys deal with that stress? I mean, you were right there until like the 4 days left until you funded. I mean, that had to have been pretty heavy for you guys. Mm-hmm. I think that was close. You know, that's where I met Lori too. He like when me and her, like when she was running her campaign, I think Jeff was the one who made the initial contact for us. Did he get you 25 though? Dude. Mm-hmm. It's true. Damn, that was some killer advice, Sam. I was immersed there for a second, and I gotta admit, like, I mean, we met, and it was randomly, and like, look how like close we've grown, you know, with one another, and how much we promote one another. Yeah, dude. Let's go, dog. Let's go. Man, this has been such an awesome interview. Let's finish it strong, you know. So before we wrap things up, for anyone that's watching, what would you say the single biggest piece of advice they should take before they start their campaign? And we already said pre-launch, so excluding pre-launches. What's the biggest thing that they should do? And we'll let each of you answer that. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. That was such remarkable advice. Before we sign off, you guys want to go ahead and shout your social medias out, speaking of the devil? It's I'm not Rick or something like that, isn't it? Yeah, dude, like, I was, like, trying to tag him. I'm like, dude, holy shit, like, this is, like, the farthest thing from his actual name. Like, what's going on? Getting deep and depressed and during the social media shout out. I love it. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say, Ed, Ed, and Eddie, let's go, baby. Yeah, for the longest time, I had no idea Sam's name. We used to just call him 2% Milk. And like, yeah, for a long time, like, he would tell us, and I'm like, hey, dude, I hate this so much. What's your name again? Because I just see 2% Milk and my mind goes blank. Man, you need to know some more people, dog. I know it's so hard to promote because I'm like, okay, I have no idea where to find them. No, this has been an awesome time. Thank you guys so much for coming back on, breaking down the celebration. Let's get you back on for issue 6 and 7 when you guys get there. More than happy to always break down the infected group and crowd with you. With that being said, guys, this has been a lovely Thursday. We broke down everything and in between with the RAZE comics and the crew. You guys know what to do. Be sure to check them out. Are they able to buy physicals or digitals? Like, do you guys have a storefront for that too? So website's coming soon. You heard it. Be sure to check it out. With that being said, though, most importantly, keep it geekly.